All right, the stance. So this is important because aspects of this stance will appear in all of the exercises. So once you know how to do this, you're going to know the right form for each of the exercises. So a lot of people have trouble understanding, how can 5 to 15 seconds of effort in, a single lift provide an impact where I'm going to actually grow muscle and my body's actually going to change. And the reason that's hard to understand is that for most of our life, we're exercising in a full range of motion. It's good to move through a full range of motion, and you should keep moving through a full range of motion. But moving through a full range of motion also means that you can only use as much weight as your weakest spot in that range of motion. And you can't take advantage of the natural leverages that the body has. So for almost everybody who's using this product, you've never challenged your legs or your arms or really any part of your body to the most that it can handle, because you've never used weight that you can't take all the way down. And that's what we're going to do here. So what is the strongest position of the body? Because that's a position we want to be in when we're doing these exercises. You all know it instinctively. If you get surprised, you might naturally get into it. You crouch down a little bit. If you've played any sports, you recognize it, right? It's the ready stance. It's not a real deep one. It's a little bit higher. This is where the body's strongest. If any of you follow Tony Blauer, it's sort of a natural self-defense method meant to take advantage of the body's instincts. These are the instincts. You want your arms almost straight, not all the way straight. Come back about 2 inches. Okay, and you're doing the same thing with the legs. Not all the way straight, about 2 inches, maybe 3, 4. But find that comfortable space. And you might have to experiment with it a little bit. For some of you, it might be almost straight. For some of you, it might be down here a little bit. But somewhere in here is where you're going to be strongest. For width, again, that's another thing you have to experiment with. You might want to vary it. So I like to go kind of a conventional deadlift, sort of a stance, right outside of my shoulders. Some of you might want to spend some time on kind of a wider sumo type position if you're trying to get a little more of that glute involvement. So either of those is fine. And it's also fine once you've got in your main lifts if you want to get some split stance work in. But for all the lifts in the Alpha program, we're in here in this conventional squat, conventional deadlift stance. And you're coming down just 2 or 3 inches. And the same thing with the arms, just 2 or 3 inches. If you're overhead, you're locking out the legs, and you're coming down with the arm just 2 or 3 inches. Okay?